We are now talking to, yes, UTSA inside linebacker commit Noah Mitchell. What's going on, Noah?
Not much. How are y'all doing?
Well, I'm good, man, and I can tell you're down south, and we all are doing good. I tried to give you some panty droppers. If you have any thoughts to some of the music that I'm giving you, you can write it down and put it on your charts, and then maybe one day you can dance around with some of the beautiful women that you're going to see at UTSA. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, whatever. How are you and your family doing with this pandemic?
Good. Just trying to get through it, and but nothing's really changed down here. I mean, masks. That's about it.
Yeah, you know what? There's a lot of mass over here. We had a lot of mass snow a couple of days ago, and I was doing some snow angels and throwing snowballs at Speedy's head. My producer over there, who's not producing the show, I'm producing the show, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, man. But I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to entertain for all the Christmas lovers over there. Merry Christmas and a happy damn New Year. Don't worry, I'm not crazy. So, Noah, let me ask you a question. What is it like being recruited on Zoom? I mean, all the stuff that's going on with COVID-19 and the pandemic, you can't go down to the school. The coaches can't come to your house and talk to you and your family and tell you why it would be best to come to their school. What was it like being recruited in a completely different way?
Very different. Not ideal, but you got to do what you got to do in times like this. And I mean, coaches, they did everything they could Zoom wise, like you're talking about, to show facilities, talk with coaches daily on Zoom, even watch some film. So just kind of made the best out of what we had, and that's all we could do.
So was there anything specific about Jeff Traylor as a head coach that caused you to pick UTSA over the other schools you were recruited by?
He's a great coach. Talked to several guys about him. They had nothing but good things to say about him. I loved his energy. Even players that they didn't know I was talking to had nothing but good things to say about him. So if players, other coaches, and other people are saying he's a good guy, then he must be.
Noah, when you watched the game of football, before you even decided to play football, what made you decide to play the linebacker position? Were you a running back? Were you a wide receiver? Were you a quarterback? What made you pursue the position inside linebacker?
I love to hit people. I didn't want to get hit. I would rather hit people.
Oh, well, you know what? If you want to hit somebody, I'll tie Speedy to a chair, and you can just run into him as much as you want. We can use him as a real bashing dummy. Okay, he would be perfect for you. Okay, look at that hair, look at that beard. We just put a big X on the forehead, and you could attack him as much as you want. You could spear him. How's that sound?
That's right.
You see that? I got a teammate over here. Now we could just beat the hell out of Speedy.
You have more than you remember.
As you guys know, we are talking to UTSA inside linebacker commit Noah Mitchell. Now, Noah, I've been watching the game of football for a very, very long time. And the inside linebacker is a very important position. As a matter of fact, the inside linebacker controls the front seven on most NFL football teams. When you look at the game and the style and how it's changed from college to the NFL, what stands out to you about your position from all the other positions?
It's just the quarterback of the defense. I mean, you got to know every position in and out. You got to know what the defensive line is doing, your other linebackers, and what your secondary is doing behind you. I mean, it's just honestly, I think it's one of the most important spots on defense for sure, if not the most important. And you just got to be on your P's and Q's all the time.
One of the other big responsibilities of it is the defensive play calling, getting the signals from the defensive coordinator, and really communicating that, being they could see the whole field, they could see offensive motion, stuff like that. Have you had to deal with any of that as a defensive captain or anything like that in any level of football that you've played? And if so, what are some of the mental training and stuff like that you have to do to prepare for something like that?
So film study is huge. You got to know what they're going to do before they snap the ball, or just their tendencies, their formations, what they like to do. And, yeah, for sure, coach is going to be signaling things last second, so you got to delay it to your other guys around you. And so that's tough sometimes, but that's your responsibility as a middle linebacker, so you got to get it done.
We are talking to UTSA middle linebacker recruit Noah Mitchell. Now, Noah, I've been watching college football for a very, very long time. As a matter of fact, I grew up a Seminole fan, all right? And I do not watch college football right now because my team absolutely stinks, okay? I can't sit and watch my team play. And thank God that maybe this year with the recruiting class and some of the recruits that we've interviewed, maybe they'll slowly but surely move forward instead of backwards. So when you look at the NFL and you look at your position and the style of the game and how fast you have to play at your position now, because inside linebacker sometimes now everybody keeps talking about the outside linebacker. The inside linebacker has to get to the quarterback. He's got to control stop the run. You got to do everything. So is there a particular defensive lineman or inside linebacker that you can compare and contrast your skills to, and why?
Oh, I'd have to say, well, he's not in the NFL no more, but Brian Bosworth, that's he was a player. He had that attitude that when he stepped on the field that he was going to dominate. And I feel like I try to play like he did at Oklahoma. He was a beast, and he was just an all around playmaker.
By the way, love the old school answer. Love that. You always see that from a lot of the recruits. So that foreshadows nicely to my next question. How do you think the game has really changed with the middle linebacker position? It used to be very much, it was like a physical, bulky type of linebacker positions, great coverage guys a lot of the time, but they weren't overly great pass rushers. They weren't overly fast sideline to sideline. Now you're seeing more of a speed game with some of these younger linebackers that are getting drafted, guys like Deion Jones, guys like Levante David now. So how do you think the game has changed, and why do you think that those changes have been in effect at the middle linebacker position?
Speed for sure. You're no longer your middle linebacker is not going to be some big bulky guy just to stop the run. Like you said, you're going to have to cover the back out of the backfield, get a tight end, run up the seam. I mean, you got to run sideline to sideline, and I think that's what's changed the most from old school to now.
Now, Noah, I've watched a couple of clips of you, and I've seen what you're strong at. In my eyes, I'm not a scout, okay? And if I was, I'd put you on my team, and hopefully in the future you're playing for the New York Jets. I always say this because I want all my recruits that I interview to play for the Jets, because the Jets just need everything, okay? We need everything. And I love your Southern voice. I love your personality. You like to hit people, and you're going to help me beat up Speedy. So we have something in common, okay? Something of madness and craziness. So when you look at the game of football and the transition from the NCAA to the NFL, is there anything that stands out from your game that you can give to the NFL that a lot of players don't do coming out of college?
I think just main thing with me is my motor. I'm a big motor guy. I won't be the fastest and maybe sometimes not the strongest, but I'm going to be around the ball. I'm going to be at the ball. I'm going to know what's going to happen before they snap it. And I think that's just what makes me the player that I am, just a student of the game. And, just the motor pretty much.
So one of the most unique prospects out of the last year's draft was Isaiah Simmons. He's labeled as a middle linebacker, but he can play a lot of different positions, slot corner, safety, and versatility. We've seen it on the offensive side really become a big deal, but now maybe you're starting to see it on the defensive side. Can you see those types of Isaiah Simmons-like players, whether they're primarily a middle linebacker or even primarily something else, be a new norm in today's game?
100%. Dude's a complete alpha. He's a dude for sure. I mean, like I said, everything's speeding up now, so you're going to have a linebacker that's going to go down as a defensive end, or he's going to drop back and move out wide as a cornerback. I mean, it's definitely changing, and speed's definitely it now.
We are talking to UTSA middle linebacker recruit Noah Mitchell. Now, Noah, I see that you're having a party. I hear all the people screaming. Why weren't we invited? I mean, seriously, I know you're down south, but we should be invited. I don't know if you want to invite him, because he'd scare your dogs away. But, I'm sure you have some good Southern food. I mean, I love a barbecue. Okay, I love a good barbecue. So, I mean, why haven't you invited us?
I do apologize. That's definitely not a party going on. It's my uncle's kids running crazy, and actually they just came in. I thought I had the door locked, but had to shoo them out.
So where are you from? Where are you brought up? Where do you live right now?
I was born and raised in Leakesville, Mississippi, and right now my mom and dad live in Mobile, Alabama, which is like 45 minutes from there, so it's not bad at all.
Mobile, Alabama. Who is that from? Forrest Gump? I think it was, right? Forrest Gump, right? Mobile, Alabama. I love that movie. That is one of the greatest movies of all time. It really is. And in the story, just could you imagine living that life? How perfect that life was. It no matter where he went or what he did, he got everything in the long run. No matter how much people made fun of him, he achieved every single thing: Medal of Honor, Purple Star, Purple Heart, whatever. I mean, the guy did everything. He was a top of the line college, punt returner. I mean, the guy did everything. He was a war hero. He won ping pong tournaments, world champion. He was a shrimp boat man. He owned Apple. I mean, come on, man. Who could have lived that kind of life? But seriously,
sure.
It's a great story, man. It is a great story. So this is what we do, bud. We ask you some silly questions, all right? We're going to ask you some silly questions. We expect a silly answer, okay? And then after that, we're going to give you an opportunity to ask us 3 questions of your own, whatever you want. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be rated R, but just not too bad of rated R, okay? We're going to try to keep the kids, weighing outlandish craziness on this show. But anyways, first question I'm going to ask you, boxers or briefs, and why?
Definitely a briefs guy. I got to have some support, and boxers just ain't cutting it.
Now, is it because your fellows hang to the ground and, they might get beaten up, especially if you get tackled over there?
Yeah, I definitely don't want them things moving around too much. So briefs are definitely the go-to.
I mean, the girls don't want to see it either, man. I mean, seriously, if you lose one of those fellows, I mean, that could be a good chance of losing one of those sweet chin music, beautiful women, So you need to keep those things safe, man. Make sure that cup is secure with those boxer briefs, bud. I'm just letting you know, man, because I know I was an athlete, and quite a few times when I played sports, I didn't have the unbelievable boxer shorts that would hold the cup in together, okay? We had these weird things that would flip, okay? And I used to get smashed and beaten up over there plenty of times. So I'm trying to secure my thing now so it's safe,
Oh, yeah.